I will now start off by brushing the hair down evenly with the Magic Soft Side brush. This is good to do before starting to see if there's any trimming that needs to be done. Make sure to use a soft brush. You don't want to irritate the skin before applying the color. Now I will be using the Andes Masters with the 1/16 guard to trim any bulk around the area where the color is going to be applied. This will make it much easier when applying the color. Here I'm using just the edges of the clipper to trim any bulk. Always bring the lip down, that will allow you to see and trim all the hair down even. Continue doing the same to both sides. That way they will be identical. Now using the M Liquid Razor Lining Spritz, this will freeze and hold the hair in place and give you a more precise lineup when going over with the liners. When applying around the face, always protect the eyes, just like I'm doing here. Using the Conair hair dryer, I will dry the spritz. Make sure that it's completely dry before going over with the liners, and brush in at the same time. Now the liners I will be using are the Andes Slimline Pro. These are one of my favorite liners right now, especially if you got them hitting. Here I'm lining the back part of the beard, keeping a steady hand and make sure it's straight up and down. This is also where I start all my beards, the back part. Now moving on to the top part of the beard, I will be giving the desired curve I need. Here I will not give it a deep curve, and that's because he wants it as high as it goes. And by doing that, I will be using the whole blade, but most of the time I use the edges of the blade, as you can see here. To give it a hard point, I use the corner of the blade, or you can either fade it in. He is definitely going to be ready for Vegas after this. It's going to be a big transformation. Here I will brush the mustache down, which is something I recommend to do. It will allow you to see all the hair that needs to be lined up, just the edges of the liners. When doing this, careful with the corner of the other blade. You don't want to bite into the other side of the beard. Keep a steady hand when doing these lines. These will be the outlines when you're applying the color. Also want to take the time to shout out my boy, AB, for the pointers when doing a voiceover. I really soaked them up and put them in use. I tried doing this voiceover over and over, and I just couldn't get it right. He is also a dope barber, been working around him for 4 years. We also just shot a video of me lining him up, so navigate to his channel, Get Beamed, and check out his work. I will also put the link in the bio. Using just the edges of the blade to give it a triangle shape. Careful when putting the whole blade, you do not want to bite into the lip. Remember, all lines have to be straight. These will be the outlines you will follow when applying the color. I will also be dropping a video of how to apply permanent color and cover the grays. So please subscribe and hit the notification icon to get notified when a new video is uploaded. When lining the bottom, tilt the head back to give you a better view of the bottom of the neck outline. Keep a steady hand while doing this. Here I will brush the hair out and trim the hair that might overlap the outline. Then I will brush it back in. Something I want to put out there is always stay dedicated, consistent, and don't get too comfortable. And always be open to learn. Now I will apply Kiss Express Color Black on the outline by adding a light amount. Also, when doing this, keep a steady hand and make sure it's only going on the hair and not the skin. I continue to apply until the whole outline is filled. Once I'm done with the outline, I continue filling in all the light spots, just like you see me doing here. Here I'm adding another layer to get the desired color I am looking for. And remember, always stay inside the line. This will save you some time when cleaning up at the end. And if you do get out the line, wipe the area with a towel with alcohol or with water before it stains the skin. Now I come in with a soft brush and blend it straight into the beard. I also want to thank Mel for making this video happen. I had a client that had booked the spot for 2 hours and canceled last minute. So I hit Mel up and asked him what he was on. He responded back about a shave. Then I hit him with a
"Drop everything, Craig's in trouble, come quick"
video. And he sure did. Pulled up in 10 minutes. And the best part about this, he was on his way to Vegas in a couple of hours. Here I'm using the brush-in method, which is I'm applying the color and then coming in with the soft brush and brushing it in. When moving into the inside of the beard, just follow the outline and do the same process. Always remember to keep a steady hand and apply just on the hair. As you see here, I'm using my other hand to add more support and keep it steady when applying close to the edge. When applying the color, it's easy to apply with a single bristle brush, just like the one I'm using here. When doing the mustache, I always use the whole brush and also the edges to apply the color. When I connect it with the beard, I only use the corner. If you see any other areas where the color needs to be applied, continue applying. Here I will come in and brush it in with the Evolve Perfect Edge brush. You can brush it in as long as it's a soft brush, that way you don't irritate the skin. Doing this area, I will bring the lip down and just use the corners of the brush to avoid from getting into the lip or any other area where the color is not needed. Feel free to ask any questions and I will respond back as soon as possible. Also comment any videos that you would like to see in the future. What you see here is the way I grab the color into the brush. What I do is smear the color on the border of the tray and just grab the amount needed, just like you see here. Also, this airbrush gun is another way to fill in. When doing this, protect from getting into the eyes, just like you see me doing here. And to see more of my work, follow me on Instagram at Salothebarber. I will put the link in the bio. There you will see my latest work. And if you want to book an appointment, you can download the official app of Classic Styles, now available for Google Play in the App Store. Here I'm just going over the lining and cutting any hair to match the outline where the color was applied. I continue doing the same to the inside of the beard. Using the Barber's League exposed razor, I will be going around the outline. When doing this, always stretch the skin away from the razor. Will allow the razor to flow straight through. Also, I did not use no shaving cream, and this is because I'm only going around the outline. When getting close to the mustache, I only use the corner. Here I continue getting the edges sharp and clean. This will give you the full effect. Just like that saying goes, if it's not a point, then what's the point? I think that sounds about right. Now when using the razor inside the beard, I only use the corners. Sometimes you will be able to fit the whole blade in some areas. But be careful doing this. You do not want to bite with the other corner into the beard. Doing the mustache, always bring the lip down to get a better view of the outline and get all the hair. Always pull the skin away from the razor. This is a very sensitive spot and can be easily cut. Same process goes for the inside of the beard. If the hair is too thick, you can add shaving cream. I recommend the clear gel. I always use the Elegance clear shaving gel, which allows me to still see the outlines. You can see here I'm pulling the skin away from the razor, allowing the razor to flow straight through and creating that nice sharp outline. Now using the Babyliss Pro Foil, I will be going over where I did and did not use the razor to get it a lot more cleaner. This is my first time using these shavers, and I really like how they work. They are just a little bit heavy on the body, but they get the job done. And also the look of these are very nice, all chromed out. To shape up the beard and cut the uneven hair, I will use the wall sterlings halfway open and glide it just like you would do with a fro, to cut the hair even and match the rest of the length. When doing this, keep a steady hand, just like I'm doing here. It's always good to go back and add finishing touches, cutting any hair left behind. I recommend to go over all your work once again before the client leaves your chair, because he is your billboard, carrying your work. Here I'm cutting any hair poking out the nose, something I always do after every haircut. Another thing I always ask them is if they want me to clean the middle of their eyebrows. Now this is the finished work. Please leave your comments and let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.